Well, obviously, when we signed our compact with the state of Florida, we're going to launch sports betting sometime here in the next 60 days or so. We currently operate in New Jersey and other states, but that relationship, provides content from the NFL, and that's obviously something very important to us as we look at, the amazing state of Florida and having the exclusive relationship.
For a lot of CNBC viewers, the idea of investing in tribal gaming might be just foreign because you're not a publicly traded company, but there's lots of ways to get exposure to the tribal gaming markets. Can you talk to me a little bit about these technology companies that we're seeing here today and the way that you're using those as you expand in not just in Florida, but in other areas as well?
Sure. If we look at the United States, the gaming market is basically a $70 billion market. And ironically, $35 billion is now in Native American gaming, and the balance obviously in commercial gaming. So the manufacturers, obviously, which is the primary focus of this show, tribal gaming is a significant client and opportunity for them, because you see some of the businesses that are out there, frankly, they rival any commercial traded gaming company there is.
So we heard a little bit about being able to use your debit card to go at the table. Even more than that, Every, I know, is one of the companies that you're using to move forward on cashless gaming. What other companies might our investors think about if they wanted to take a little piece of action with tribal success?
Well, in our case, we have an exclusive relation with Every, and they've done an amazing job. In fact, we've used technology not just from the standpoint of cashless gaming, but also things like gift giveaways. Rather than people waiting in line for long periods, you literally can put your PIN in, and we arranged an operation, or I should say a strategic relationship with Amazon. Their gift is delivered to them within 48 hours. We're actually the first in the country to do that, and that's in a relationship that we have with Everett.
Jim, I've talked about Japan and the potential for a gaming market there today with Caesars, with MGM, which looks like Osaka is going to be its city of choice. I know Hard Rock has had some interest in Japan. Where else are you thinking about international expansion as a growth opportunity?
Well, I think, first of all, in Japan, we are still 100% committed. We've been there since day one. Our brand's been there for over 30 years. It has been a long process, and obviously we've seen some new elections, and we'll navigate, that for our next step. As far as internationally, we just signed a deal in Ukraine. We are very close to an opportunity in Athens. We have a deal in Barcelona. So our brand, actually celebrating our 50 years, we're clearly looking at this as a global business.
I know that there was a lot of hope that sports betting in Florida would launch next week, October 15th. There's a federal lawsuit by a couple of the pari-mutuels. Las Vegas Sands is backing a public ballot initiative to allow gaming to happen 150 miles or so from tribal properties. And then DraftKings and FanDuel also would like to be on the ballot for approval. Give me a sense of this push and pull between what the Seminoles have now, which is a near monopoly on gaming in the state.
Yeah, so I'm the person who negotiated the compact, and we certainly understood in order to obtain the votes for approval, we needed to be a reception to radius restrictions and those type things. So certainly if a company is interested in running a referendum, we understand that, and that's legally possible. Obviously, we're going to protect our home turf. We certainly think that once all the court cases are decided, then we'll have a better barometer, if you will, as to how to deal with referendums from potentially our competitors, or in some cases potentially partnerships, or potentially doing it on our own.
You told me within 60 days. Do you think it's possible that sports betting launches on October 15th?
Well, certainly there are, legal challenges out there, and certain individuals and organizations are trying to file some immediate injunctive relief. We're hopeful we prevail there. But keep in mind, we're actually not the target. It's actually the state of Florida and the United States Department of Interior, and certainly the legal process has to work through that.